May I begin? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are pleased to be here and bring you the presentation how to get a brighter future for the GPS to go corporation. And I am Tran-Nguyen. This is Nguyễn Minh Thanh. He is the Lê Quốc Cường, and the last one is Nguyễn Văn Hùng Minh. Our presentation is supposed to be 20 minutes, and questions are welcome afterward. This is our agenda. First, the introduction and key issues will be conducted by me, and then Han will come after that for the analysis. Later, Cường will have alternatives and recommendations. Why the implementation timeline will cover by me, and I come back for the financial analysis, and finally Han will come for the conclusion. And now, me please.
Thank you. Let's take a look at the introduction. I will mainly say about something about the market situation and also the situation of the company at the very moment. Well, we see that the previous economic downturns seems to have no severe effect on the market growth of the GPS. It seems that the growth reaches 20 to 24% within the next 3 years. And also, the forecasted revenues is about 10 billion US dollars. There is also huge demand for positioning units, mainly for car drivers if they need to find their ways or the possible routes to get somewhere else. And also for the mobile phone user if they want their phones to be GPS enabled. And the situation of the company, we know that the GPS to go is a subsidiary of Global GPS, and their main activities based on the government contracts and also retail applications. These activities are both B2B business and well, with the aim of GPS to go to penetrate into the consumer market at the moment. The consumer market is very different from the B2B market. So they need to consider a lot of factors that when they want to penetrate into consumer market, or else they would have a lot of problems. And also they have a really, really big aim, that is to take over Garmin, which is the biggest competitors in the market at the moment. Before coming to the analysis, I would like to address our two key issues concerning the short-term and long-term period. For short-term plan, at the moment, the company is facing a potential loss if they do not do anything to change the situations. So they need to carry out a lot of strategies to increase the margin percentage to cover up a part of the loss. And in the long term, they need to conduct more effective campaigns to penetrate into the consumer market, which is the main goal.
Okay, thank you, Me, for a good introduction. Now moving with 3 analyzing methods. The first one is SWOT analysis. The first part of the SWOT is strength. Here, the company has expertise on engineering, intellectual property, which is come from the parent company is called Global GPS. The parent company has been around in the market for a long time, so it has achieved a huge IP, a huge amount of IP, and it has a lot of employees who can be work under high pressure. And moving to weaknesses, the company has poor poor organization and bad time management, which is the which lead to the result that the company usually always late for the deadline for years, and the lack of continuous evaluation when carrying out the process, which is the result of the poor of the organization. Besides, the company has a very bad philosophy, which is more is better, and that we think the enough is the best, is not the more. Okay, and the next point is customer oriented, because the company has been worked with the government, so it's just provide what they are asked for, but they are not concentrate on customer needs, and that's the problem. And they don't have enough market data and have a poor MRP system. Some opportunities for the company is the market of the GPS is growing over years, and we are aiming to move the manufacturer to China, which has a very low labor cost, and also the product has the ability to integrate with other electronic devices, for example MP3 or phone. And the company also has True Tricks, which is the strong competitors. The Garmin and TomTom, they have been working with the customer for a long time, and Garmin is the strongest competitor at the moment. And they also have the other threat is the IP infringement. The product can be hacked by hackers, or the competitors may steal the idea. And the next method is Porter's 5 forks. The most important force is competitive rivalry, which we consider high, because there's quite many competitors in the market at the moment. And the next threat is threat of entry, which is low, because we are working in a high technology industry, so it's required high cost to enter the market. And the next is bargaining power of suppliers, which we consider is from medium to high, because I know there are quite many suppliers, but we cannot afford backward integration, so that is the bargaining power is still high. And the threat of subsidiary low. About the bargaining power of buyers, we don't have enough. We think we don't have enough data for that, so it's a question mark. Moving to the next method, we think that the company is called competencies, which is GPS tech know-how, and from this we will have two core products, which is map and road direction data and GPS receiver. The first one is the software, and the next one is the hardware. And from this hardware and software, we have three end products, which actually sell to the customer. Go 1, go 2, and go 3 GPS, and we can have many more. Okay, and that's all for the analyzing method. Could we move on with the alternative for issue 1?
Okay, thank you, thanks. And after that analyzing, we come up with 4 alternatives for the issue number 1, which is to cover the loss of the company for the oncoming future. The first alternative is keeping the contracting manufacturer in China. we have been seen debate about whether to manufacture products in China or the USA, and so this one will obviously set the cost of the manufacturing in both short term and long term. The second one is to reduce material price. This will have to be consulted with the suppliers. The third one is to increase the selling price by shifting to graphical segment. Since our product is quite high in price, and therefore we consider to sell them at a better price. The fourth one is to lock some features for future sales, like Apple did with the iPhone. So for the first alternative, we have both the pros and cons. The low labor cost and low fixed manufacturing costs are immediately seen in China. That's why many companies decide to move their manufacturing there. Furthermore, China and India are going to become the major market in the future. So we have an advantage of location for the future sales. However, the bad news here are the additional support costs. That means the removing of technology and the manufacturing know-how from USA to China, and the manufacturing unit is far from the design and the product development unit, and far from the production unit. The second alternative is reduce variable cost per unit, but however, it worsens the relationship with suppliers and reduce the quality of the product overall. The third one, increasing prices mean increasing profit margin. However, since the target is also changed, it requires a new marketing plan, and other plans also have to be implemented. And also, the demands and from customer are somehow unexpected. The final alternative gives some advantage over sales revenue and also for long-term profit generation. However, it's more suitable and it's also suitable for customers to choose between functions available. However, it is susceptible to hackers and also need additional cooperation with retailers. Okay. Next, we come up with the decision matrix, and for the weight, we decide that the cost effectiveness is the most important, and the easiness implement, which means the feasible of the plan, is the second, and reputation and safety management of the risk lowest, and after calculating, we decide that Chinese